Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will be reviewing Arrtx paint pens. I have two sets here. One is their regular acrylic paint pens or marker set, and I think this is the 32, and the metallic paint pens, which is the 18 pack set. So before I get into my review, I just wanted to say thank you for coming to my channel. And here I'm always reviewing different brands, mainly ones that are a cheaper alternative. And sometimes I'll do swatch videos, and sometimes I'll just have a speed paint of an illustration I'm doing. So let's get to it. So as you can see, the packaging here is really nice. They always do an amazing job marketing their art supplies, their products. The box is nice and sturdy. I wouldn't take these out and store them any other way. I'd keep them in the box because especially with the paint pens, it's best to leave them horizontally. And also because they're dual tips, so you want to make sure that the ink disperses onto both sides. These paint pens are dual-sided, so one side is a brush nib and the other side is a bullet nib. Now let's get into the prices of each of these sets. So the regular 32 set is priced at $21.99. This is when I had recorded the video. I found that on Amazon and their Arrtx website. They could have gone up by now, so I recorded this video a couple months ago. But they always have some sort of discount on Amazon, especially. Now the 18 count for the metallic set is $14.99. And if you want to compare these prices, I know that for Ohuhu's 40 count paint pens, it's $27.99. The Posca pens, if you want to get their kind of full range color set, so they're 29 count, is about $45, and the Karen's marker pens are $44 for 12. And this is all what I found solely on Amazon. I mean, I'm sure there's other websites that could sell them for cheaper or more, but usually I do all my shopping on Amazon. Now let's get back to the paint pens. So I think the color range is really nice. It's your basic color combinations, your primaries and secondaries. The colors blend really nicely when they're wet, and they're easy to blend together. They look great on black paper, but I actually prefer the regular paint pens on white. I feel like they look more vibrant. And as for the metallics, the color shows a lot more on the black, so that's very nice. Now, I am very much in the middle with these paint pens. So I love Posca pens. I think they're amazing. They're super opaque. They're exactly what an acrylic paint pen would be if you took acrylic paint and put them in a pen. So that's what I was basing my review off of, was the Posca pens, and I was a little bit disappointed. These metallic paint pens and the regular paint pens from Arrtx, they're not quite acrylic. They seem to have more of like a watery base. So both these pen sets are water-based, but I just feel like there's not enough of that acrylic ingredient that you would find in paints, in regular acrylic paints. There's not enough in these pens, and they seem to be more like water soluble, kind of like gouache, because they re-wet really easily. And if you want to do layers with these pens, you really have to make sure they dry, and honestly you can't even get a third layer on top. I really struggled to get like a smooth matte finish that didn't look streaky. I figured that my illustrations have to be on a smaller scale. I just really couldn't get that nice matte finish when I was working on a larger piece. So as you'll see in my video, I did like 3 or 4 pieces and it was an epic fail. So, but I do want to say that these pens, they're marketed as acrylic, and I don't think they're true acrylic paint pens. And also these are kind of like newer for Arrtx, so I'm sure with the feedback they get with multiple artists out there, that they'll just, you know, they'll create something better and better, because I know that they're pretty good on feedback and they take it into account when they're trying to tweak their products. But yeah, so this first illustration I did here was a fail. I was not happy. I didn't even finish it. I decided to go to try another illustration in my watercolor sketchbook. So the paper I used for the first illustration was actually Arrtx mixed media paper, and it was not good. It was pilling a lot, it wasn't layering well, it just was not nice. So I figured, usually when I work with Poscas, I like working on watercolor paper, so I thought maybe I'll try the paint pens in my watercolor sketchbook. So this is, I've led into the cons of this product. Yeah, so they pill up on the paper, and as well as I found the brush nib wasn't as like strong, meaning that I found the tips frayed a little bit too easy, and I am a little bit heavy-handed, so I'll give that. But after like 3 illustrations, I found that like I wasn't getting like a fine tip. It just was not, the quality wasn't quite there. And when I tested the white on top of other colors, the white was not opaque whatsoever. It was very translucent, and so that was a little bit disappointing. I had to like stop and get out of the mindset that these aren't Posca pens, but I still had to hold on to what acrylic paint pens were, and I was still not convinced that these were acrylic paint pens. There's some sort of paint pens, but didn't have that opacity that most paint pens will have. I found that some of the colors didn't come out as opaque. The white stood out for me, and the yellow. A few of the other colors that weren't as opaque, if you did 2 or 3 more layers on top of them, especially after they dried, it started evening out and started looking more opaque. Alright guys, final thoughts on these products. They are not quite acrylic paint pens, at least in my experience. I think Arrtx could do better in tweaking the formula so that they have more of a opacity to them, and then work on the things I mentioned, such as the white pen and the yellow one, the yellow paint pen not being opaque enough. And I think that's it for things that these pens need work on. Otherwise, I think these will be great to add some color to your illustrations, to doodle in your sketchbook. Also great for fun decorating on glass or ceramics. I have not tried them on rocks yet. And if you do like the fact that they can wash off more easily on certain surfaces, then these are the pens for you. But I am waiting for them to come up with a 2.0 version and take into account a few things that they can work on with these not quite acrylic paint pens. So after all that, I hope you guys get a pretty good understanding or a pretty good review of what these markers are like. If I left anything out or you guys had questions about them, such as like my supplies or that I use these pens on top of, let me know down in the comments below. I like to hear your feedback too. And also I'd like to mention to you guys again, please leave a suggestion of what type of videos you'd like to see more of on my channel. I am running out of products to review, so I might be delving into just doing speed paints of illustrations I'm doing, or redoing some swatch cards that I know were very messy and quick. So let me know what you'd like to see on this channel. I love hearing from you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I will be finishing up this illustration, and then near the end you'll see a third illustration that came out a little bit better, and although I still need a lot of work, I need to get used to these pens a little bit better. Anyways, until next time, Doodle Fam, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Thank you.